Welcome, overthinkers. One day, I was sitting in a pizza shop, looking at the walls, and they were literally painted in two different colors. And nobody seemed to care. Nobody seemed to even notice. And my wife told me, yeah, see? Stop stressing about so many tiny details. Nobody cares. Relax. You see, in that time when I was sitting in this pizza shop, I was building and planning my coffee shop at that moment. And let me tell you, that is stressful. Every day felt like a life or death situation. I had no money to spare. I had like a tiny credit and everything had to be worked out with that money. I mean, yeah, not exactly how you're supposed to do that, but man, nobody wants to pay the bank an unnecessary amount of money. So here we are. And yeah, there was so much to do. And so much. One day I remember that I had to figure out where the power outlets have to go. And they needed to remove a part of the wall. So it cannot be changed so easily. And I was stressed out so much about that. And also, a new kitchen had to be fitted in, and I needed to see how's that configuration going, because once it's there, I have to work with it. So I stressed about that. And then tiny stuff. What type of cups? What type of cups I'm going to buy? Because, yeah, you're buying them for a lot of money because you need a lot of cups. Stuff like that was on my mind in this moment. And while all of that was in my head and my head was spinning, we were out to have dinner, to grab a pizza, to calm down and relax a little bit. I mean, that was the idea at least. But all I can think of was like, okay, I have to do this, and I need to tell the construction workers this, and I need to figure out how to pay that. So much was going on. And my wife just nudged me a little bit and said, like, look over there. You notice something? And she pointed at the wall. And it was like a really small pizza place, like a hole in a wall. They have like 5 places to sit, maybe 6. And then for the rest of the another 4 places, you had to go around the bar next to the oven, and then you're like in the back next where they store stuff. Amazing pizza, super small store, super nicely lit with like candles and soft lighting and stuff, but rough around the edges. And I looked where she pointed and was like, yeah, that's a corner, that's a wall. What do you mean? You're like, yeah, look at like one section of this wall. It's a different color. So they needed to fix something in that wall, whatever that was. And they didn't have the color they originally painted it with. So they took the next best one, which roughly looked like the wall, and painted it. So it was like a square in a different color. But nobody cared. Because you're there for the pizza, you're there for the small, cozy atmosphere of the place. You're there to enjoy this thing. That was the charm. Nobody cared. I think most people don't even notice. I didn't notice, and my wife pointed at it. And that calmed me down. That made me realize, oh yeah, I have a lot to do. I have a lot of decisions to make. But honestly, I can make these decisions as best as I can in the moment. And that's it. Like, okay, the construction workers will now place the power outlets where I told them to, and I have to work it out. I never done this before in my life. I never built a house. I never fitted out a shop. I never constructed and planned anything that costed that much money. And I mean, it's the best I could do. And there was so much still I had to figure out that was more pressing and more important. And also, yeah, nobody gains anything when you're super freaked out, super stressed out, and then in the end, you can't even do what you want to do. You can't even do your job. Like, no. And I was not a good husband or friend or anybody in that time. And that brought me back. That grounded me a little bit and told me like, oh yeah, that's true. It will be fine. I will find a solution. Nothing can be planned out to the T beforehand. It can't. Even when you do like space travel, like NASA and stuff, they do tests. Yeah, they plan as much as they can, and then they make a test to see if there are problems. And most of the times, yeah, there are problems. And then they need to work on these problems and go again. It will never be perfect. Never at the first time. Even less at the first time. It's like crazy to think that. And bringing that back to more everyday things, imagine you're inviting people over to your apartment, to your house, because you just want to hang out. You want to play some games, you want to talk, you want to eat, you want to watch a movie. Just having a good time with your friends, with your family, whoever you invited. And then you stress about, oh, is the dish I'm cooking exactly perfect? Does the cake look weird? Is the space spotless? Don't get me wrong, nobody wants to be in a filthy house. Nobody wants to eat bad food. But the point is, when you're there and you stress out so much about all these things, and you cannot really enjoy the time with your guests, with your friends that are there, that want to be there to be with you, to spend an evening, to spend time with you. They're not there to really examine if you're super cleaned everything. It's not a cooking show. It's not MasterChef. They're not there to super judge everything you did. And even if you completely screw up whatever you are about to cook or to bake, you can just order a pizza and have a good time. That's what it's about. Thank you so much for spending some time today with me. Remember, nothing has to be perfect. Just have a good time. Enjoy time with your friends. Enjoy time with your family. And have a wonderful evening or day or morning whenever you watch this. See you in the next one. Take care.